Okay, I'm working on one of my rental units. I decided to replace the flooring in the kitchen and the bathrooms, and I've seen some videos on this particular tile, and I picked it up at Home Depot. Actually, I had to order it online. Anyways, it's by TrafficMASTER. It is a 12 by 24 inch tile, linoleum tile, peel and stick. It's got a residential warranty, a lifetime warranty, and a light commercial warranty. And if I remember correctly, it's a 20 or 25 year residential warranty, and a light commercial, I think it's 15 years, which is plenty of time. It's supposed to have some kind of a nano, I don't know, technology for the wear on the tile. And the tile is 3 millimeters thick. The edges, you can see that is beveled, which is kind of cool. It looks and feels like real ceramic. You can grout this tile if you want. The actual measurements of the tile are 11 3/4 by 23 3/4. So you got an 1/8 inch on each side to grout it if you want. You would do the same thing as regular tile. You would put your spacers in, and if you want, you can grout it with a pre-mixed grout. They have it at Home Depot. Anyways, this stuff is very, very cool. I picked this up. It was $1.79 a square foot. It was like one of their cheapest, and I liked it because it really looks like tile or like a marble or something, you know, like a real stone. So, and it's very inexpensive. And with a warranty like that, you know, it's easy to put down, inexpensive, and it lasts for forever, as far as I'm concerned. So I'll show you how to install it. Alright, this is the kitchen area that we're going to do. We're also going to do the bathrooms. But it has an existing linoleum flooring on here. This is not the tile peel and stick. This is the solid sheet of linoleum. So the first thing we need to do is make sure your floor is clean. You can put this stuff over most existing flooring, and linoleum tile like this is probably one of the best, as long as it's clean. And and your existing flooring is is stuck really good. It's not peeling up or anything. So anyways, the first thing we need to do is you should vacuum your floor very good, or sweep it, whatever you need to do, and then mop it up and clean up anything existing on the floor, and make sure it's really, really clean. Also on the floor, if you have any damage, if you're putting this tile over linoleum tile like I am here, if there's any damage on the floor like I have here, there's an area over there, there's an area right there. What I did is I cut out the damaged part. It was like peeling up. And just get yourself some simple floor patch and a putty knife, and just put a little in there and just level it out like that. Do the same thing wherever you got damage. You just don't want no holes or anything like that in the tile, because it might bow into the tile or into the hole, the tile, and you'll be able to see it. You just want it nice and level. Alright, now after you clean the floors, the next thing you want to do is how you're going to want to lay out your tiles. Since these are 12 by 24 inch, actually they're like a 1/4 inch less than that. They're 11 3/4 by 23 3/4. That's because if you want to grout these tiles, you can grout them. I chose not to grout them. I lived in Europe for a few years, and most places in Europe where they got marble tiles or things like that, they don't really use grout. They just put them together, and it looks nice. But here you can choose what you want to do. Anyways, I chose to run them this way, lengthwise, because this kitchen area is longer this way than it is this way. But now what I did is I found the center of the room. I drew a chalk line across the room here, this blue line. And what I had to do is I laid all the tile out side by side, and I wanted to end up with the entrance of the kitchen here, equal space there to this side of the wall. And what I'll end up having is I'll end up having approximately half the tile here and half the tile over there. And which works out good because it'll end up butting right up against underneath the cabinet there. So I'll have a full tile underneath the cabinet, and I'll have 6 inches here approximately, and 6 inches on the entrance. That way it looks a little more pleasing to the eye, I guess you can say. So, and then you got to find the middle of the room this way. So I didn't go up to the wall where the stove is, of course. Basically the middle of the room to the eye would be underneath the cabinet there. So I measured across and found the middle to be right there. I don't know if you can see, I drew a little line there. Anyways, there it is. So that's where I'm going to start my tile. And I'll show you in the next step. Alright, what we did, we just laid our tile out, and I put them up against this, the blue chalk line we had. Now, I want to have equal spacing on each side. So we got approximately 18 inches there, and 18 inches on the opposite side. Right there. So, because what you don't want is you don't want a full tile on one side of the room and a little sliver of a tile on the other side of the room. You want to equal it out. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, now when laying them down, this is just going in one direction. So if I'm going to lay them out, I'm going to go all in that one direction, the tile. And it's also a good idea when you're putting the tile down to grab the tiles, one per every box that you have. Here I got, I think I ordered 9 boxes because I had to do another front area also. But I grabbed one from every box randomly. That way the patterns won't all look the same and it'll look funny then. So anyways, you peel it back. You start in that corner, and you have to make sure it's right on that blue line that you put down, and it has to be right there. So that first tile is very, very important. You want it right on the corner and right on the blue line. And once you're certain, and then just now we go to our next one. Got to make sure the patterns aren't the same. And again, follow the arrows. Now here you're buttoning it up against the other tile. And you just do that all the way down your lines. Put it right in the corner and push it into that corner and into the sides. That's good. Alright, now whenever you're starting a new row and you're doing half tiles like a brick style like I am, you're laying them out like a brick pattern, measure half the tile. This, like I said, was 11 and 7/8. So I measure 11 and 7/8 on this end, measure 11 and 7/8 on this end, and make sure it's right in the middle. When you find, put a little pencil mark there, then go right up to that line. And start your new row. Okay.
I think we should have a pattern like
Alright, now when we have to cut our pieces, we'll start here. This is very simple. What I do is put the tile, and this tile is going to obviously face this way, but I want to cut this, I'll put the cut side over here. So the side that would normally go here, I'm going to turn it around, butt it up against the wall, and I'm going to make a little mark on the tile where I'm going to cut it. Like that. And then go to an area where you're not going to mess the tile up. Get a straight edge. And let's do other two here. You have to get a straight edge on the tile. You want a nice straight line. That's all you need to do. And that piece will come off. Now honestly, of course you can save this piece. You might need it later. Now, come back in here. Put the tile there. And now you're right up to the wall. Alright, next what I'm going to do is I have to cut around this area here. This is going to be one full tile. It's got to go here. So I got to cut around there. So what I'm doing is I marked out here that wall. I just measured the distance here, which is slightly off, but you measure that, and then I drew my little line. I measured how far I had to go in to here, so I got this distance here. And then from this edge over, so I got from this edge over, from here up, I got it from here up also. And what you're doing is you're just drawing that wall on here. Now we're going to get the utility knife, and we're going to score this out and then rip it out, and I'll show you how to do that next. Okay, now we're going to score this edge here, these lines I just made. You just get a straight edge, go right up to the line you drew, and then score it a few times. Make sure your blade, of course, is sharp. Make sure you lay a tile underneath, upside down, so you won't scratch the original, the good flooring. But if you got the old flooring, it doesn't matter. Okay. And of course, don't cut your thumb. That would not be a good thing. And then you start breaking it away. Now, once you start going through, you can cut the paper off. And there you go. Now I want to make sure it fits. And it looks like it'll fit just fine. Okay, now we're going to try to put it on, install it. And there you go. Okay, what I'm doing now is putting this piece in here. Now, what I did is I cut this out, the tile out, where I needed it. I measured this distance and where this ended. Now I found the center of my tile and I made a mark here. I measured the center, the half the tile from here, and I put a mark there so I knew how far to measure across here to this edge. Anyways, to get this angle here. So when I put it up against here, I also have to make room for this molding because it kind of protrudes out a little bit. So I just kind of traced it out by eye, pretty much where I needed it. And for that, it's very simple. Just get your utility knife and kind of push into it. Since this is a round kind of it's not a straight line, just push into it. You just want to score it a little bit. Because you can't really pull out, you end up making a big line. And you don't want to do that. Just score it up a little bit, just push into it with the tip of the blade. And then get yourself a pair of pliers. Just take it off. And then make sure it fits, of course. That looks pretty good. I got a little interference. But you can see it fits in there really good. It needs to move over just a tad, and I'm hitting over here on this edge here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit off of this edge. Actually, I could just do it by eye. again. Okay, now we're over where we need to be. And you're always going to make adjustments. This part here is under the door, so I'm just going to do this by hand. There, and that should do it. That. And again, you can always just caulk around here a little bit, make it look pretty. All right, if you ever come up to a situation like this where you got the old flooring meeting up with carpeting and you don't have that wood piece going across or anything, what you can do here, what they do is they put the carpet strips here, but underneath that carpet strip there's a thin sheet of metal. And what they do is they tuck the carpet underneath the metal and then they just hammer it down to make it look nice like this. All you need to do, just get a putty knife, a stiff one like this, and just lift it up a little bit. And you do that all the way down. And then when you're ready to put your tile in here, what you can do is then you just slip it right underneath there like that and put your tile down. And it looks nice. And then once your tile's fitted in there and it's tucked underneath here, just get a hammer or a rubber mallet or something and just tap on the edge here all the way down, and it pushes that metal strip back down again. Alright, that's all you need to do. Alright, now I cut my piece out that I'm putting in here, and like I said, lift this up. There's that metal strip under there, and you just lift it up like this. Alright, clean it off. I got my piece cut and I found my center of the tile because I'm doing a brick pattern. Now you want to tuck it underneath that carpet and bring your line right up to that brick pattern. Shove it underneath there. And then when you're done with your tile, you tap that piece down again. And you're good to go. Alright, we just got done with the kitchen and we are super happy with this, with the results. With $1.79 a square foot, it couldn't have been any cheaper, you know, doing it yourself to get that ceramic look. If you look down in the joints here, where are we? You can see, you can still obviously see the joints because it's beveled, but it gives it a nice clean look, you know, without that grout. Sometimes, I don't know, I just don't like grout that much. It gives it a nice clean look. So anyways, We don't have any of the appliances in yet. We just got the floor done. So you get the idea what it looks like. This is the laundry room. We just finished this in here. And it's amazing. You get this ceramic stone or tile look, and for so cheap. You can get this done. It took us, you can get it done in a day. You know, when you put the main flooring in, it goes by really, really quick. But once you start getting near the edges where you have to start cutting, of course, it slows you down. But, well, you can get this done in no time at all. So, I had 9 boxes, and I just had to take 2 or 3 tiles out of that 9th box. Just figure out your square footage and add approximately 10% more, and you'll be amazed with the results. Alright guys, let me know what you think.